opening statement.
Yeah, I think first of all, just thank you for the season that we had here from the 12th man. I think some things that stood out, 106,000 average home attendance. That's the largest in the history of Kyle Field. We were over 100,000 fans at every single game this season. That does not happen. The fact that that place had over 100,000 people today for an 11 a.m. kick is another impressive feat. And so we talk about it all the time, but it's just, it can't ever go unspoken how important the 12th man is to us and how much their support means to this program. And so to everyone who was part of that this year, thank you. We capped off a home regular season 7-0 at home for the first time ever. And so proud of that. And that's something obviously that we want to continue. We have 11 wins in the regular season for the first time this century. And so, all things kind of pointed up. When it talk about the game, I just told our guys in the locker room I was just kind of proud of how they handled it. I was proud of the professionalism. I was proud of how they went about their business. Obviously, we've got a lot of things going on right now, and for us to focus and handle it the way we did, and then for the level specifically on defense to not drop as we rolled through an awful lot of guys. We were able to get a lot of guys a lot of time out there. It was great to see some of our young players get out and get opportunities, a lot of firsts for those guys, and then at the end to be able to get a lot of seniors on the field and make sure that they finish their career with opportunities to play on Kyle. And so that's today, and obviously we know what's in front of us, and so we'll get back to work and get ready for next week and go try to win our spot in Atlanta for the SEC title. So from there, we'll open up the questions.
Coach, we're going to go to the front left. Olin.
Mike, your decision to take out Marcel early, how much was that is about not wanting to get hurt? How much about not wanting to embarrass your opponent and then get people in?
Yeah, more than anything, it was about getting people in. I think we wanted today to be about getting some guys an opportunity. It's been a long time since Miles O'Neill has gotten game reps. We know there's a possibility that's going to happen. Just as you roll through the amount of guys that went out there from probably the start of the second quarter to the end of the third, there were a lot of guys that are the next man up that got a lot of quality reps today, and I just thought that was really, really important as we head into the later part of the season, that they were able to get out there and at least play football in high volume and high quantity to get that done.
Coach, we'll go the second row to the left. Alex.
I'm sure as much as you love playing at Kyle Field, I'm guessing you'd be okay if this was the last time you played here this season?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just, did you get to talk with Ethan Fisher at all during or before the game, and just kind of how crazy is it to see him playing on a college team now?
Yeah, no, it was cool. I went over to him before the game when he was warming up and just told him I was proud of him, and to see him grow into what he's becoming as a college player. I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's doing really well. And then he actually came up to me after the game and wished us well. And obviously, Coach Fisher and his family did an awful lot for the Elkos and our family, and we're certainly not here without him and without his support. And so I appreciate it. It was really cool to see him and brought back some memories for sure.
Front right, Travis.
Yeah, just how well are you able to kind of assess the guys behind Marcel and what they did today, and who kind of stood out to you and those guys?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch the film and really kind of see it. You got to make sure that you can identify where the issues were. I thought Miles was obviously much better in the second half than he was in the first. I thought he was a little bit sped up in the first and a little bit antsy, and so we kind of went to Brady for a little bit to just kind of settle him down, and then he went back out in the second half, and I thought operated and executed at a much better level and a much better rate. And obviously we've got a lot of confidence in Brady and his future and what he'll look like, and so it was good to get him out there and throw the ball around.
And then Tiger scores a touchdown. How is it special for a coach to be able to get a guy get that one checked off the career list?
Yeah, I'm happy for Tiger. Tiger's got a lot more in him. I'm probably more happy for a guy like Preston Landis who gets a touchdown on senior day, to be honest with you. I think those are the moments to me that are really cool today. I'm certainly happy for Tiger. I'm happy that he was able to get out there, but Tiger's going to score a lot of touchdowns in Kyle Field before his career's over. What means more to me is some of those guys that have those moments, to see some of those senior offensive linemen get in the end zone at the end and celebrate. Those things are really cool moments that I think I kind of take away more.
Coach, we'll go to the left, third row. Matthew.
You talked about the defense not falling back with the backups coming in. How big of a confidence boost is that for a lot of those underclassmen?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we talked to him I think there's been times in the past where maybe we haven't taken this game the right way, and we've had guys take the field almost like those reps didn't mean anything. And every time you get an opportunity to play, you get an opportunity to grow. And I was actually talking to Miles Davis at the end of the game, and he was just telling me how much more confident he felt, like just being able to go see it on the field. And, even though obviously there's more talented teams down the road that we're going to play, those are just still good opportunities for them to be in front of all of those people and have to operate and execute at a high level. And so whether it was him, whether it was Noah McHale, whether it was Jordan Lockhart to go out there, Bravion Rogers got some quality work. It's really good for those guys to get out there and experience it and grow from it.
Coach will stay in the same row right next.
For a guy who maybe didn't have the amount of opportunities this year he's had in past years, how cool is it for you to see Amari Daniels have a career day in his final regular season game here?
Yeah, that was really important to me. It was really important to our staff to get him in the end zone. It was great to see him go over 100 yards. He means a lot to Texas A&M football. He means a lot to this staff. I know it hasn't been everything he had hoped it would be his senior year, but he continues to battle. He continues to work, and I'm sure at some point that name is going to pop up in a meaningful game because it always seems to. But it was important to get him in the end zone today. I think that was something we were really trying to do.
We'll go over here to the right, front row, Carter.
Mike, you guys had a lot of guys honored today, a lot of starters honored today. Just how hard do you think it'll be to replace some of these seniors that were on the field today?
I don't know. I'm focused on Texas, the playoffs, trying to go win a championship. I'm sure we're going to have to figure that out at some point. I don't know if today's the day for that one, Carter. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess maybe another question would be just what will you remember about this senior class?
Yeah, that's a great question. Their legacy, their legacy that they were the group that, when this thing wasn't really attractive to be a part of, when it wasn't maybe the right time to be part of Texas A&M football, a lot of those guys decided. I was joking with Will Lee and Cassius Howell during the senior ceremony that they were the OGs, that they were two of the first kids to commit to our staff on defense, and they'll forever have shaped the culture at Texas A&M for this era of Texas A&M football. And so that's a legacy that no matter how this thing ends, they'll take with them. Now they've got much bigger aspirations about how they want to end this thing. But as you celebrate Senior Day and you celebrate the mark that they've left on this program, I think it's really, really magnified.
We'll stay to the right, second row, Brian.
Mike, for average fans, they can jump ahead, Austin, Atlanta, CFP, et cetera. But do you have to hammer home with the guys that this is still a process, and the next one is the only one that matters?
Yeah, I think the beauty of the next one for us is it kind of hammers itself home, and so I think that's the nice thing about having that rivalry at the end of the season. I'm not sure that there's anything for Texas A&M football to look past other than that game Friday night. And so we know what that game means. We know what it's all about. We know we didn't get it done last year. We know how important it is for us to go out there and play our best football Friday night.
And along those lines, do you expect this week to be as much of a normal week as possible because it's not the first game and the first time and all that the build-up last year was?
No, I mean, listen, I said this, last year too. I think this game is always going to be big. It's always going to mean something. I think when both teams are playing at a high level, it's going to magnify it. That's what I felt like last year was. And, in addition to it coming back, you also had two teams playing for a spot in Atlanta. This year you're going to have one team playing for a spot in the playoff, one team playing for a spot in Atlanta. I think when that's the case, this game is going to be magnified. I don't think there's any other way around it. And so that just adds a little bit to it.
To the right, Christy.
What does it mean for you personally, just to be in only your second year here and to have the Aggies possibly doing things they've never done before as far as getting to the SEC title game, getting to the playoffs, just so much stuff in front of y'all with just one more week in the regular season? Yeah,
I think just a little bit of pride in what our guys have done to build this thing. I've said this a lot. A lot of coaches come in and they say a lot of things. That doesn't mean that people follow. And so I've given a lot of the credit to the players in the locker room because they're the ones who believed in this. They believed in this vision. They believed in what we were preaching. They believed in the culture. And, before they ever had results, they just kind of did the things that we asked them to do to build this thing. And now to be where we are, I think it's a reward for everything that they put into this thing long ago. And so, yeah, I appreciate them. I appreciate them believing in the direction of this program. It means an awful lot to me.
To the left, second row, Aaron.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, stops on third down have been the defense's kind of bread and butter this year, but 0-15 today. Just what does that do for the confidence of the team going forward, like against Texas and whatever awaits you guys after that game?
Yeah, I don't know how much you can carry this game forward, but obviously it was good to go out there and make plays on third down. I'm not sure that today was a traditional third down type of day. It's good to keep that going. Today is more about the fact that we had a lot of kids who haven't played a lot of football who went out there and held them to 0-15. I think that's a really cool thing. I think that means an awful lot about how important it is to those guys. I'm not sure that you can carry much of this forward, but it is really cool for those guys to go out there and know what our standard is and go out there and live up to it.
All the way in the back, Tyler.
Yeah, just Mike, with I guess a little bit of a shorter week, is there much altering that you guys are going to have to do just prepping for a little bit shorter of a week?
Yeah, I obviously we'll have to tweak some things. When you got one less day, you can't be on your normal rhythm and routine. And so, but the good news is it didn't sneak up on us. And so I think we've had this schedule laid out for quite some time. And I think we know how we want to attack it. But it will be a little bit different with one less day.
Coach will stay in the back. Donna.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but having had an emotional win last week, how pleased are you with the way that they've been able to, regroup and come out the way they did today, not having really any sort of hangover from last week?
Yeah, it was good. You're always worried in this game about just how you're going to approach it, where the energy levels are going to be. I was proud of where that was. I was proud of how we handled it. I was proud that we were able to get out to the big lead quickly. And, that's what you hope for. You hope that you can get out there, handle your business, do the things you want to do, stretch the lead, and then let some guys play. And that was the hope for today. Obviously you don't talk about that going into the week, but that's internally, that's the hope that you have as a head coach. And it was good to see it come out that way and play out the way it did.
All right, that's it. Thanks,
Awesome.
Coach.
Thank you, guys.